crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers nowhere.
BixWeir.com. It is, what is it, Tuesday afternoon, 4 o'clock. I spent all day in the garden after posting the discussion with Marjorie Wildcraft. Yeah, all day in the garden, putting my 6 more beds together. I got to fill them, and I'm putting rotting wood at the bottom of it. Trying to do it right. I'm trying to do it right because these are going to save my friends and family, I believe, or at least make life much easier as we see hyperinflation. And the biggest thing for me is the disruption of the just-in-time inventories. I do live in an agricultural area, which is great. I don't know what people are going to do in the cities, truthfully. Marjorie has some great ideas on that. So check out that video I posted this morning. I do want to talk about silver really quick here. But if you go to roadtoroota.com, click on the affiliates section, and you'll see right there the Grow Network. And that'll give you the link. There's this video. The link to Pebbleton Farms, which is the name of our farming division at the Road to Roota. Pebbleton is where Root is from, as you recall. You click on that, it goes to Marjorie's site, the Grow Network, and you get a free webinar. So go check that out. Really interesting stuff going on in silver. Remember, we were talking a year ago about these massive Bank of America derivatives that were put on last year, but mainly the third and especially the fourth quarter. We don't know how those derivatives are structured. I believe they are ending up at Warren Buffett, with Warren Buffett. He did the same thing back in 1999 when there was a silver deficit. There's no reason to change his mind now, is there? He said he did 2% of Berkshire Hathaway's total portfolio, so he didn't feel it was a big deal. Back then it was 100 million or 120 million ounces. 2% now of Warren Buffett's portfolio is 1.2 billion ounces of physical silver. So I think ultimately Warren Buffett is ending up with it, but this is a structured deal between JP Morgan, who booked $1 billion. It was $1 billion in profit when they signed this deal, to Bank of America, who's done very well lately. And then ultimately there will be losers. I think Credit Suisse is one of those losers. I think Goldman Sachs is one of those losers. But I think the physical silver is going to Buffett, who's giving it right back to the U.S. Treasury. We will find out. I mean, when Buffett was buying silver in the late 90s, nobody knew about it for years. And then it came out, and he had to stop. And he got like 120 or 130 million ounces, which the U.S. government stole from him to create SLV. This is all a con. That's a big con, too. Definitely write that letter to the regulators I talked about yesterday. Ted Butler's trying to get everybody to write to the regulators. Not that they're going to do anything, but that they're on notice that we're watching them. And they have no excuse. Even though what happened to Gary Gensler when we were watching him when he was the head of the CFTC while JP Morgan was rigging the market. He gets promoted. That's the kind of shit we got to deal with, but at least we wrote them all those letters back then. And we can say, it's not like you didn't know. There's 4 new commissioners at the CFTC. 4 women got added to the CFTC. One's from JP Morgan, one's from Citibank. You guess if they're rigged or not. But most of them are just dumb. Truthfully, most of the CFTC commissioners, not all of them, but most of them are just dumb. Just keep that in mind when you think about the CFTC. It used to be the thing that nobody wanted to talk about. And it was all the SEC had all the power. The CFTC was a joke. Now that the commodities are the number one thing, they don't like them to be in the spotlight. But they are. Check out the Road to Roota documents and the Federal Reserve Bank of New York comic books if you're looking for Glix. We are working on a special project right now for Glix. We're very excited about that. Glix is the name of a comic book character from the Fed. Here's the Fed New York website, Federal Reserve System, a color book. You can get it online. And let me show you where Glix is. This is my favorite picture of Glix on page 19. Glix is Bix, basically singing about the Federal Reserve. I love that. It's classic. Look those up. We're working on a special project at Roto-Rooter. I'll give you more info on that soon. But back to what's going on right now with silver. Massive manipulation. The whole world knows silver is disappearing. We are under 40,000 in the registered category, or 40 million ounces in the registered category. Remember, a blink of an eye and those are gone. A blink of an eye and those are gone. We've had 80 million ounce delivery months on the COMEX. A blink of an eye and they are gone. But I just want to show you guys why this is all happening. Right now, the OCC, Office of Comptroller of Currencies, just issued a statement on the 18th. Acting Comptroller issued statement on FDIC and Federal Reserve Board, ANPR, on resolution-related resources requirements for large banking organizations. They are ready to fold up some of these big banks. They are ready for it. It's been a long time coming. They even say in this announcement it's been a long time coming. Acting Comptroller of the Currency, Michael Sui, today issued the following statement at the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation FDIC meeting. I support the FDIC's joint issuance with the Federal Reserve of this advance notice of proposed rulemaking on resolution-related resource requirements for large bank organizations. Why now? Because all the banks are failing. They're trying to orchestrate a soft landing. I'll get to that in a second too. But it ain't going to work. The number 2 guy at the Office of Comptroller of Currency is a JP Morgan guy. Greg Coleman, Senior Deputy Comptroller of the Large Bank Supervision. He's the guy who changed all the data so that we can't see what the silver derivative position is anymore. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. This is the silver derivative position now. And it's like everybody's like, oh my God, it jumped so big. No, they added gold to it. The reason they added gold is this. Look at these 2 quarters, third quarter and fourth quarter. Silver derivatives put on by Bank of America jumped massively in the third quarter of last year, 350 million ounces. But in the fourth quarter, it was over 380 million ounces of silver derivatives to rig the price of silver. This is all happening right now. Massive silver rigging going on for the rest of this quarter. Will it last the quarter? I don't know. They're running out of silver so fast. Millionaires, billionaires, and trillionaires out there, this is your last chance to pick up any silver at all. You're already priced out of the market. You go buy silver now, you're going to pay massive premiums. Premiums on silver used to be tiny, like 2 or 3%. Now you're looking at 15, 20% if you want American-made type stuff. 60, 75% premiums. It just doesn't make sense unless you know the price is being rigged. That's the only thing that is out of whack now. Everything lines up for the perfect storm in silver. There's not enough silver. Everybody wants it. Trillionaires trying to get in there and get it. Every corporation in America who uses silver, like Samsung and Sony and Apple and Elon Musk's companies and all that, are going to be begging for physical silver because they can't make their products. They have a lot of money. When they see the move up over $30, good night, you won't be able to get any. Get it today. Go to your local coin shop, pick it up. It's under $20, believe it or not. You won't be able to get it for that, but get it for the best you can. If you don't have a local guy, contact Andy Scheckman, Andy@milesfranklin.com, and he'll send you the current pricing list. It is time. It is long past time, but as we see the disappearing inventories, we know exactly what's going to happen. Price won't move until those inventories are gone. I don't think the price will move until the COMEX actually shuts down, and then we won't know the price. That's the craziness we're walking into. Awesome discussion by Carrie Lake, who's running for the governor of Arizona. They're calling her an election denier. That's the latest Democrat attack towards her, so all the media follows it. She pulls out a list of like 200 times with all the newspaper articles that Democrats have denied election in the past couple of years. Classic. It was awesome. She's reading it off. Why don't you people do your job? And this is like a 20-year-old kid gave her this list. He said, hey, if they call you an election denier, just show them this stack. She pulls out the stack, starts reading one by one, just drilling the corrupt media because they're pushing this election denial thing. I remember Biden denying the election and Clinton and all of them deny. That's why we're not going to get past this next election period. No one's going to accept whoever wins. And oh, by the way, they never fixed those goddamn electronic voting machines. All parties, everybody in politics knows it's rigged. The question is who has control of the rigging? And it leaves the little guy out. Your vote doesn't count worth shit and hasn't for decades. That's the world we're living in. That is the world. Interesting comment, discussion by Cliff High, right here, called "Yeah Right." He calls out he called out Penny Kelly, and I listened to Penny Kelly's look-see this time, and I was like, she changed her stance on whether it will be a big crash or a slowly a Bitcoin bend type of a. Cryptos will take over time, but everything's going to be all right. They're going to bail out banks and all that. That's the worst thing for humanity. But, that's what she saw in her look-see. Now, mind you, it has changed drastically since last time, so it could change back drastically. But people get so accustomed to this slow trickle of a fallout of the old system and cryptos coming in. It's just like trotting along, that they can't see how fast it can change. One thing Penny left out of her discussion is if we do have a collapse of any bank, we lose a $2 quadrillion. She talked about it, but she didn't understand the ramifications. You can't string along $2 quadrillion worth of derivatives. They're trying their best to do that. But ultimately, in the end, that's not what the good guys want. The good guys want, boom, you're done. And the anger to be put on the people in government and the banking system. They won't be the deciders of our future. And Cliff had called Penny out on supporting XRP. I don't know if she supports XRP. She didn't talk about it in the thing. But XRP, it's a banker's token. It's not a banker's token. It's a token created by bankers. A story told to very, very, very gullible people who don't understand banking and finance that the banks would actually, central banks would actually allow technology like XRP to control their system, and everybody who owns XRP will get the full money of this. It's bullshit. I'm embarrassed that people actually fell for it. But hey, it is what it is. We'll find out, right? XRP is important to cryptos because if the SEC fails in their attempt to call XRP a security, out of all the cryptos, that would be the closest thing to a security. If it fails in that world, then good night, off to the races for cryptos. No matter what they do with Tether, which is that's their ace in the hole. They want to slam the crypto world with Tether revelations, even though everybody knows it's a joke. A lot's going on in cryptos. If I had my choice of being silver or in cryptos over the next couple months, I'd say silver by far. I hold cryptos for the future. I don't expect anything. I expect them to all go to zero at some point. Silver, I do expect to run wild, but we won't be able to get any. Silver is going to break out of 170 years of price suppression, whereas cryptos, they're just, they're going to meander to their future. So, lots going on in the world. Your best bet, get your physical silver, get cryptos, hold them in your wallet, only in your wallet, no third-party anything. Open up your lawn chair, sit on the sidelines, and watch this insanity. That's what I'm doing. So, yeah, Penny, I think you need to rethink the slow meandering because the system can't, unless everybody buys into the old system, once you pull out one part or something is allowed on another side, that whole thing falls apart. So right now we're in the process of it falling apart. It's not going to last years and years and years. It's when a large bank fails, it's a decision that we make, that humanity makes about, do we let these people control our lives? I say no. But hey, I'm not the decider. Matter of fact, there will be no deciders. And if you can't bail out one bank, you can't bail out any banks. So we will see. I guess we will see. Time will tell. I do think this is all coming to a head by the end of the year. I do think there's gold and silver in the background to use as money for the government type of money. I agreed with Penny. completely agree that everybody will have their choice to use whatever currency they want to use, accepting it or paying for things with it. Cryptos, gold and silver. Now, the US dollar will be gold and silver. It's already on the books. Maybe the Bitcoin and the Bitcoin Cash of Satoshi. Will and I talked. So many balls in the air. Luckily, you guys can juggle from your lawn chair. It's coming, so hang on. Go to roadtoroota.com for more information. Check out the 2 videos. If you don't understand what the Road to Roota theory is, check out those 2 videos. Part 1 is Secrets of the Fed. Part 2 is Golden Oldies to the Crypto Future. And my story hasn't changed for a hell of a long time. I think it's the closest thing to correct. Yeah, but we'll find out, right? That's the beauty of all this, is one day we will find out who was right and who was wrong. So join the public road at roadtoroota.com right here on the left side. Put your name and email address in. I'll give you updates. And if you want more about the Grow Network, go to affiliates. Click on Grow Network and check out our other affiliates. But this is our new affiliate. And go check out how to save your ass as far as food. And remember, when the system falls apart, there's not going to be food available for you. So learn to make your own, and that's kind of what sovereignty is all about: taking care of yourself. Don't rely on Kamala Harris to make your food for you, because she ain't gonna do it. I'll talk to you guys later.